Hello everyone, my name is Nuvela and welcome to a new video. Today we're building the Armorer's Forge. This is one of the 14 buildings I made in the trading village that I showcased earlier. If you haven't seen that video yet, I highly recommend doing so. I will leave a link to it at the end of the video. As mentioned, today we're building the Armorer's home. Next to 2 villagers, it also contains an iron farm, which I will show you how to get running for both Java and Bedrock edition. Next to that, I will also show you how to build this aesthetic building, both on the exterior and interior. So without further ado, let's go! Starting the iron farm, dig down 8 blocks straight down from this location. At least 8 blocks. Because you will need the whole farm to be 8 blocks underground to make sure that no iron golems spawn on the surface. I dig down 24 blocks because I don't like the sounds coming from this farm, which is a bit more than you need to, but at least I won't have the sounds coming from this farm. Once you're down here, place down a torch and dig 2 blocks in any direction. At the spot where you are now, dig out 9 blocks to the left and to the right, making this a room of 19 blocks long, including the block where you started from in the middle. Dig out 4 blocks in front of you as well and 3 blocks high, making this a room of 19 by 4 by 3 blocks. In Bedrock edition, you want to dig out 11 blocks in front of you instead of 4, because you will need a lot more villagers than you do in Java edition. But I'll come back to that at a later point in the video. Once you've dug out the room, we are going to create a room exactly like this, straight beneath this room. So you want to dig out the 3 blocks in the middle of the farm, dig down 4 blocks. This enables you to create the exact same room straight underneath this room with a 3 block wide gap in the middle. Now when you're digging out these rooms, it's possible that you find a cave system nearby. If so, you want to make sure that in an 8 by 8 by 8 block radius, all blocks are spawn proofed, because otherwise iron golems might spawn next to the villagers in these caves, instead of straight above them in the room where they will be killed. When an iron golem is roaming outside of the farm, the villagers will feel safe and they won't spawn new ones, which breaks the farm. If you're sure that you've spawn-proofed the caves nearby, you can finish the room, and if you haven't done so already, create a way for you to get in and out of the farm using ladders, for example. I'm using the soon-to-be bubble column shaft for this, but you can also create a new way in and out of the farm. Okay, so get down into the farm again and make your way down into the lower room. In this room, you want to place down 3 beds on the side, right here, and surround it with slabs. Also place a row of slabs on the top of the second block right here. Make sure that the room is lit up and place a water bucket in the corner right here, in which we will drop down the villagers, making sure that they don't take any damage when we do drop them. Place down 4 rows of leaves in front of this room. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then dig 3 blocks down, right here, place down 2 soul sand and 2 water buckets on top of it. This is the holding cell for the zombie we are going to add. Surround it with leaves as well. That's one side done. Now you want to repeat this on the other side as well, and you want to make sure that the entire floor is filled with leaves. This makes sure that iron golems won't spawn on these blocks. Now comes the tricky part, because you want to create 4 holes from the surface straight down to these holding cells. We need 3 villagers on each side of the farm, so you want to dig straight up or down above the water source that we created earlier, and you want to dig down above the holding cells for the zombies as well. First you want to bring in your villagers, 3 on each side. Now I'm in creative, so I can just use spawn eggs, but when in survival, you can get them in using minecarts. For the zombies, you want to wait until nighttime, get those in a minecart as well, give them a name tag, which is important because otherwise they will despawn, and drop them down the chute above the holding cells for the zombies. It's important that you get them out of the minecarts, otherwise the villagers won't be able to see them. So get down there and break them out of the minecarts. The spawning mechanics for iron golems are so that a villager needs to sleep, get scared by a zombie, wake up and then create an iron golem. So this farm will only start working after the villagers have slept once. Because we have two sides, this means that we can have 2 iron golems every 30 seconds in the most ideal case. We have one problem though, because we haven't finished the farm on top. So if you do this in this order, it might spawn an iron golem which is still able to get down here and kill these zombies, as you can see right here. You don't want this, because as soon as they enter the farm, it's going to get operational, and it's not done yet. So you can get the villagers in here, and they are now sound asleep. And before we are going to add the zombies, we are going to create the system to bring the iron from down here up towards the surface. Place down a dispenser facing towards the bubble column on this spot. Dig away a few blocks beside it and place an observer facing towards the dispenser right here. Now we want to place another observer facing into the other one next to the dispenser. This will continuously trigger the dispenser because the observers facing into each other will continuously produce a redstone pulse. This will make quite a bit of noise, so right now I don't want this observer right here. I will place this later on. Replace the floor in front of the dispenser by a soul sand block. The collection system is created by placing down 2 hoppers on top of the dispenser like this, and then create a platform out of hoppers, all facing into each other at this height. We will direct all of the spawning iron golems onto this hopper platform and kill them using lava. They will then drop all of their iron and poppies inside of these hoppers. To hold the lava, place down warped or crimson fence gates. They need to be nether wood type because otherwise they will burn. Across the platform like this, at this height, then place down another row down here in the middle and another row in front like this. Open up all of these fence gates. And finally, add a lava source right here. After you've added the lava, make sure that the room is closed off, except for these chutes where we need to drop down the zombies. And now that the iron golems are unable to get down towards the zombies, you can add the zombies. Make sure that you give them a name tag, and as soon as these zombies are down here, iron golems will spawn on top. I can hear one already. It's stuck in the wall somehow, but that's no problem. Fill in the blocks on top of the zombies as well. You should now have 2 closed off rooms, the one below and the one right here. Now to make sure that the iron golems are transported towards the lava, place down water buckets at the ends of the rooms, just like this. And now the spawning and killing room is done. So get yourself out of this room, move down, place down that second observer again if you haven't done so already. And now the farm is pretty much operational. The only thing left to do now is to transport the iron from down here towards the surface. For this we are going to create a bubble elevator. Let me show you a way how to do this in survival. Use a potion of water breathing, place down a water bucket at the top right here, and then break all of the ladders all the way down to the bottom. Now please use an axe for this instead of your hands, because it will take quite a long time otherwise. Once you're down here, place down kelp from the soul sand block all the way to the surface. If you're unable to place down kelp, you want to temporarily replace the soil sand block by just a dirt block, for example. Create the column all the way to the top, break down the kelp down below, and now you have a water column. If you did replace the soil sand block, don't forget to place it back, because once you do, a bubble elevator is created and you should be yeeted onto the surface straight away. And that's it. Your iron and poppies are now transported from down there all the way to the top right here. Now all we need is a collection system. But before that, let me quickly show you the Bedrock farm. Because in Bedrock, you will need 10 villagers on each side, which all have a bed and all have a workstation nearby. What you want to do is dig down another block beneath the beds and place them here with a glass block on top. So the bed is nearby, but they won't be able to sleep. Then replace the top slab that you placed in front of the beds for a fletching table, and you don't need the zombies in the middle. You can just fill in the entire floor using leaves. Do this on both sides and the farm should now be operational as well. Now in Bedrock, villagers behave a little bit erratically, so at times it won't work, but eventually the villagers will relink to the correct workstations and correct beds, and if they do, they will spawn iron golems. And there is a very slim chance that the bubble elevator doesn't work in this way. The game crashed once in my case, I think due to the bubble elevator. So you might want to use a different redstone system to trigger the dispenser down below, something that is a little bit slower. Now on to the collection system. We are now moving on to the aesthetic part of the build, so here's the layout. For the collection system, you are gonna need some brick blocks and brick stairs, a double chest, and a hopper facing into that chest right here. Surround this by brick blocks. And place a brick stair right here. Surround that with brick blocks as well. And to make sure that you can open the double chest, you want to place down upside down stairs on top of it like this. Make your way to the other side, place down a stair like this, and as you can see the farm is working just fine. You want to place down a water bucket on top of the bubble column to extend it by one block, and then waterlock the stairs like this. Water flow towards the hopper should start, and if you now place a block on top of the bubble elevator, all of the items that are transported upwards are now caught in the hopper and transported into the chest. Now all of your iron is collected and you can access it at any time. Because we are going to make a big chimney out of this, you can surround it by a couple more brick blocks for now, as we are going to move on to the actual home of the armorers. Starting on the front, you want to place down 2 columns of 7 blocks high made out of stone bricks in the corners. Make them look a little bit sturdier by placing down a stone brick block with a stone brick stair on top in front of them. And then fill in the walls using stone blocks, first 8 blocks high and then 9 blocks high in the middle. Leave some space for a doorway and a window. On the back side, you pretty much want to repeat this process, but you want to create 2 windows instead of a doorway. Don't forget to place the stone brick block in front of the pillar with the stone brick stair on top, as I did. The side walls need to be 6 blocks high, and you want to create a doorway and a window on this side because we are going to create a market stall on this side. On the side towards the iron farm, you want to leave a 2-block gap and place upside down stone brick stairs at the 3rd level, because we want to make an entryway towards the outside working area. Now to add a little bit more detail, you can switch out some of the natural stone blocks by cobblestone. And as mentioned, don't forget to place these pillars here. It adds a lot, trust me. We're now going to fill in the roof using deep slate brick stairs. And finish off the middle of the roof using deep slate brick slabs. On the edges of the roof, so on top of the stone blocks, you want to place down cobblestone walls. And to finish it off, you want to place down spruce trapdoors on these levels, every other block, and connect them using bottom slabs like this. Do this on both sides. Place down a spruce fence gate in the opening right here and a spruce trapdoor. This trapdoor makes sure that the villagers can't escape because they won't fit underneath the trapdoor. For the top window, you want to place a campfire right here. Extinguish that, use a spruce fence gate underneath and open that, then place 2 spruce fences inside of the window. Place a spruce trapdoor with a leaf on top, and to add a window shutter you can place down 2 spruce trapdoors right next to the window. To finish the front, place down 2 iron trapdoors on this level with spruce fences underneath and lanterns hanging from these. At the back side, you basically want to create the same window as you did on the front side, just do it 2 times. You can place a row of leaves right here. You can place a leaf underneath the top window, surrounded by spruce signs, because you won't be able to fit a trapdoor underneath this leaf. Don't forget to make the hanging lanterns using the iron trapdoors as well. For the market stall, you want to place down 2 stripped spruce logs right here. Connect these using upside down stairs. Place down 2 fences on top of each stripped log. And then alternate white and black wool across the entire market stall like this, and place banners hanging from the sides. Don't forget to light it up, and to make sure that your villagers can't escape, you want to place down spruce slabs underneath the wool. And don't forget to decorate this window. There you go, that's this side. Now for the working area. Place down a couple of stone bricks in the corners like this and connect these using spruce fences. Place 2 fences on top of the stone bricks as well, and then place down campfires across the entire area. Make sure that it connects to the chimney that we are going to build after this. For a bit more variation, you can change out some of these campfires for spruce slabs, or you could, for example, place a leaf block at some of these locations. There we go. Of course, don't forget to light it up. And for the final exterior part, we are going to build up the chimney. Now this can be a tricky process, and I am going to try and show you how I do this normally. First, I build up a plus sign going up to the same level as the roof. I place a campfire inside the chimney, like this, to give the smoke effect, and I place down smooth stone slabs surrounding this campfire, like this. This is the top of the chimney. Now comes the tricky part, because you want to give it a look as if it could actually work. So you want to place down a couple of brick blocks and switch out some of these blocks by brick stairs at various locations on this chimney. You want to make sure that it is not too thin and that it is not too thick as well. What usually helps, place stairs upside down instead of full blocks, giving the effect as if some of the stones are missing. And to top it off, you can exchange some of the brick blocks by granite and polished granite. I think that this looks pretty good. What would also work is if you blend the chimney into the roof of the working area. To do this, place down 2 brick stairs right here. And to cover up the bottom of these campfires, we are going to use some spruce trapdoors as well. That's it for the entire exterior, basically. For the interior, I will show you what I did. First of all, of course, I moved in 2 villagers, which are unable to escape this building, and I added 2 blast furnaces to make sure that they become armorers. I placed down 2 beds, and I placed down a couple of armor stands to showcase some of the armor that they can trade me. Or you could showcase your netherite armor, because you're rich and you like to show off. Of course, I've lit the area up, I've placed down some plants, I've placed down some carpet, all to give it a bit more life to it. The market stall showcases the wares that I can buy from these guys. You could include some barrels underneath where you can store some of the items. At the upper floor we have some more storage, using some barrels, some chests. You can also place down some carpets, and of course don't forget to light it up. Now I like to put some green into my roof as well. So to make sure that you don't have any gaps in your roof, you want to place down some more upside down deep slate brick stairs like this right here, and maybe include a stripped spruce beam across the ceiling like this. I think that's pretty much it actually. On the outside, to make it blend into the surroundings a bit more and really make this build stand out from its environment, you can surround it by coarse dirt and of course some dirt path towards the entrance, some stone buttons to simulate loose pebbles, and some grass around to make it look a little bit more overgrown. The finishing touch would be to name the building, and in this case we'll call it the Flaming Forge, because, well, why not? That's it for the Armorer's Forge. I hope that this tutorial has been easy enough to follow. Be sure to check out all the other builds in the trading village. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment if you have any questions or suggestions. And stick around. Consider subscribing. Come hang out in the Discord, where you can showcase your builds or get inspired by others. And you can become a YouTube member, as YouTube members get access to all world downloads of all the builds I ever made. Anyway, have a great day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Cheers!